The views expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. Co-hosting is Rizal Gilmore, cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation. Our topic for today is investing with a plan. The quote of the day is, the most important thing that you can do is invest in yourself. So here we are, week 2, talking about investing. And I did want to go over what we talked about last week really quick. In case you missed the show, you can go and check it out on YouTube. Just type in Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, and you'll be able to be kind and rewind. So last week, we talked about getting your mind right for investing, that mentality that you need in order for you to stay disciplined enough to be strict with your investing. We talked about getting a mentor or mentors. We also talked about you thinking about the type of investor that you want to be. Resolve and investing. Investing is for the long-term gain, and trading is for buying and selling short-term profit, for short-term profit. And so we also talked about investing in yourself first, how important it is to, when you think about investing, the first thing that you do, invest in yourself, get you an emergency fund, pay down your high interest credit cards, do your research, and make sure that you keep your emotions off the table. We also mentioned that investing is a marathon and not a sprint. So I think that pretty much sums up what we talked about last week. So hello, Rizal.
Hello, Lady ReShell. How are you? I'm well. I'm excited. It's Investing Wednesday. Yeah. I love the fact that we're expanding our weeks with Mondays and Wednesdays now.
Yes, I'm excited about tonight. So I hope that everyone else is as well. Share the show, invite somebody else in on the show that you want to have this information. If you have someone that is holding you accountable for what you're doing, make sure that you invite them in. Share the show out.
Yes, and just to put a disclaimer out there, we are not financial advisors, and whatever else goes into a disclaimer. Don't be suing us or anything, or coming for us trying to take us to court. We are not financial advisors. Just put the disclaimer out there. Now we can continue.
No, I also want to put out that when you think about investing and you start investing, that your portfolio is going to look totally different from somebody else's. So the information that we're giving out is just information, but you still need to do your own research as to what you want to invest in, and again, what type of investor that you want to be. So don't feel like, oh, I'm not doing what Rizal is doing, I'm not doing what ReShell is doing, so maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Your goals may be different from our goals. Your outcome may be different, so don't feel bad.
And see, that's what I want to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about two kind of plans. We're going to talk about written plan, and then we're going to talk about planning of yourself. So two different plans tonight we're going to discuss.
All right, so I'll just jump back and forth when you start off with your plan. But the first thing that I want to do is to ask, like, why is it even important to have an investment plan?
It is very important to have an investment plan because you need to know you need to stop or what's going to be risky, what's not going to be risky. So it's very important to have an investment plan. There's a quote that says, plan your work and work your plan. When it comes to that, it sounds good, but where we lack is to execute. We lack in execution when it's time to do what we need to do. We can talk about it, but a lot of us ain't going to walk about it. So that's where we come up short. And that's what, working your plan, talking your plan is all about. What steps am I going to need to get to where I need to be? Set yourself a goal. When I first started trading, I said, you know what? My plan, I started doing numbers and I said, ooh, if I did 2,500 for 4 weeks, that'll give me 10,000 a month. That'll give me over 100,000 a year. I was like, yes. Guess what? It sounded good and I thrived for that. But I still was new to trading. I didn't understand it. So I had to go back and I dummied that down from 2,500 maybe to like 500 a week. And I found that was hard. And from that 500, I moved it down even further. I moved it down maybe to like, if I could just do 100 a week. And I think that's when I started, I was more involved. I was working my plan. See, when it comes to trading and investing, there's things that you need to know. Discipline is so very important. You need to know where a stock is going to go. So you need to know what point you're going to get out of. You can't hold it forever. Well, you can, some people do, but we're not the institutions. When I say the institutions, we're not the banks, we're not the big companies. We're just everyday average Joe, just regular people trying to help sustain our lives and add an extra income to our lives and making life easier. That's really what we're trying to do. So when you're thinking of your plan, thinking of what type of investor you want to be, thinking, do I want to be long-term? Do I want to be short-term? Do I just want to get in, get out, just like that? Do I want to just scout for some quick profits and be happy? Do I want to trade penny stocks? Do I want to trade big caps? Do I want to trade small caps, medium cap? Like all these different things is just so much to it. Then you have to think, what is going to make me get into a trade? What are signals? What are things that's going to say, hey, this may work out. I see this going long term. What's going to make me hold it long term? So all these different things have to go into your plan. Because again, if you think you're just going to come in here and say, hey, okay, I know people who make a lot of money trading Forex. So I know a lot of people who make a lot of money doing this, and that's what I'm going to do. No, you are going to lose every time if you don't set yourself a trading plan.
I think before you even get to looking at any stocks or anything like that, I think you need to evaluate yourself first. Evaluate your financial situation. What is your disposable income? Look at your debt. Look at your average expenses, and try to figure out what can you tighten up to determine how much you can invest. You know yourself, you know how you are with money. So just take a look at yourself in your current situation, your current financial situation first.
That's right. And that comes to the other part of planning yourself, because again, this goes back to last week's conversation. That whole mentality and self-consciousness about trading and everything, this is going to play out all the way through into your trading. This is going to affect what you do when it comes to trading. So you have to be right up here in the head before you start trying to do it out there. And you got to plan ahead. Most people they'll say, well, I got a plan, and they really don't stick to it because that's the lack of discipline that's being confronted. So, and I find a lot of people, that's where they fall short. But when you're certain that you're going to get the results that you want to get, it's going to change your life and you're going to do it. And then when you see the potential in what you're doing, in your investment or in your trading, you're going to begin to start taking massive action. And once you take massive action and you start seeing great results, it's going to give you massive results. You're going to be like, oh, now the momentum is going to build from the results and reinforce your beliefs of what you always knew. And that's believing in you. So if you don't believe in you, nobody else is going to believe in you until you believe in yourself. So once you believe those things about yourself and that you can do it, and you start seeing things start turning, you're going to be so prone, like, oh, I could have been doing this. This was simple. Get out the mind frame that you can't do it. Get out the mind frame that you need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money. You just need to start. You just need to begin somewhere. Like Lady ReShell said, even you just research, at least get the know-how, the gist of it before you just start diving and jumping in. That's what we're here for. Now, we have things that's in place. I'm just going to call them phases. We got things that's in place already that could bring you long-term, that could bring you short-term. I suggest both, because you never know what could happen. And this pandemic proved everything, that a lot of businesses could not sustain. A lot of people, they're still scrambling, trying to figure out how they're going to pay rent, how they're going to pay phone bill, how they're going to do this, how they're going to do that. Guess what? This money,
I think Resolve froze. Did you freeze, Resolve?
Plan for a rainy day. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, Sir Walter, I hear you.
Chicago is here representing. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Resolve. You have froze for a minute.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. You know, that's your phone.
Oh.
Look, you have to invest in a new phone, Lady ReShell.
I have an iPhone. I have the latest iPhone, so I know it's not me. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You froze, so I'm not sure where you left off.
I was talking about getting, once the person start taking action and they start getting results, then your brain, it begins to tell you like, hey, we can do this. This actually worked. So you feel much better about it. You start taking more and more risks, but hopefully you're taking conscious risks. But that all comes with the planning. When somebody introduce you or somebody tell you, hey, there's a lot of people that I know. I could say, hey, yeah, let's say Apple is a good company. Go get into Apple. Ticker symbol is APPL. And they'll go because they trust me, and they'll go and they'll get into Apple. They don't do any research. They'll know nothing about it, and they don't know what's happening or anything. And then next thing you know, they're like, well, I listened to this guy and he told me about this stock and I went with it, and then it don't work out. And then you coming to me like, well, I already lost X amount of money and blah, 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 because you was listening to somebody who might not even knew what he was talking about. Or you listened to somebody who knew he was talking about, but you didn't know what you were doing. So one of the two things is going to happen. You're going to lose money, and you're going to become uninvolved, and you're not going to want to get involved with doing that could change your life or change your future. So always know who you're dealing with when you're getting information from. I don't care if it was Warren Buffett, who's like the #1 trader, who's a long-term trader that's in the world. Billionaire he is. Even with the company, I notice every time when he mentioned the company that he's getting into, you have thousands of people going, running, jumping in just because he's in it, because they trust him. Well, guess what? I trust myself. I'm going to jump into what I believe is going to be good for me. I don't have Warren Buffett money, but all of us collectively and all of us together, we can do that. Because what they say, two heads is better than one. So imagine if you had 50,000 heads. 50,000 heads on the same page, on the same track, wanting the same thing that you want. We would be unstoppable. everybody doing their research, everybody helping each other. That would be such a movement. And hopefully we can get to see that one day. Again, and this is why I started the Thresholders Investors Group on Facebook. We got a couple phases that's listed now that's showing you, what we're making. And we're actually about to start. We're putting up results of what's happening. We're not talkers, we're doers. We're letting you know, hey, yeah, we put 5,000 into this. We put 2,000 into this. We put 300 into this, and now we've built it up to 1,500, whatever the case may be. But we're working the plan. We set goals and we work the plan. If we set out to say, hey, I want to get $2,000 a month, it's almost the same thing as when you go to the bank and you get these CDs and these bonds and all, which is really not going to be worth anything by the time when you go to cash them out. They're really worthless these days. Before it was the thing to do. It was, like a savings plan. Not anymore. Not anymore. Your best thing is to find you an investment that's going to have a huge return on your money. And the phases that we're talking about, they're giving back 300 plus return on your money. Check the prospect. Okay. Any questions, Lady ReShell?
I just want to go back to research because I want to make sure that people are doing their own research and not just relying on somebody else. Study the stock, study the business, not the stock. Study what the business do. Look at the CEO, what type of person the CEO is. What does he do? Look at the actual business, and when because if you're looking at the price, you may get discouraged. So study the business, and it'll probably make you want to invest in that particular stock. So also look at things that you you like, you trust. Listen to what people are saying around you. Like my kids, they play Roblox. They want me to buy them gift cards for Roblox. They playing it every day. So what should I do? I should be investing in Roblox because I know all the kids are playing it. So you should be creating your own watch list criteria with specific qualities that you're looking for in an investment. It should be what you're looking for and not what somebody else is looking for. It should be tailored and catered to you specifically for what you want your outcome to be.
Right. And that company, what you just mentioned, it just came on the stock exchange. It just did the IPO, I think last week, and it did very well because like you said, so many kids are in it and playing. Like even the people who were mentioning it from the news station was saying, my kids play this all the time. Like everybody was happy, and all day we was just seeing a little Roblox thing all day that they were showing. So that company now is doing very well. You'll be surprised at a lot of the companies like DoorDash, Airbnb, Nike, things that you use or see on a daily basis. Instead of buying McDonald's, why not own a piece of McDonald's? Instead of buying those new Jordans, why not own some of Nike and let Nike pay you enough money? You buy your own Jordan. You won't have to use your money or anything. It's all about which companies, which ones you want to get into, what type of investor, and working your plan.
Yeah, I was surprised at how well Pinterest was doing. So I brought some shares in Pinterest because they are doing really well. We all use it all the time. So, even with Roblox, I went and got some shares in that because I know my kids, they actually use it. So things that you use on a daily basis or that you see other people using, those are the things that you should be investing in, something that pricks your heart, invest in that.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're holding those for long term. I'm a short term gainer. I would get what I can get from it and then I would move on. I don't plan on holding it long term. Now, there are some that I will hold for long term, but if it just came out, I need to see what it do within the first 3 months or so before I can say, yeah, I want to hold this long term. I want to have this forever because I see it going up, or, I see it doing very well for the near future, or there's more, or they'll give a guidance to let me know where the company is going, which is also a big help, and why the stock prices begin to go up when it comes around earnings time, because of they give guidance to say, hey, well, we did such and such this quarter. We're about to roll out the new XRP or something. And, and now like people are like amazed, like, oh, wow, let me get more of this company. So they buy more shares, they buy more into the company, price stock goes up, and now the company is going a little bit higher. So that is definitely great information to know and great information to have. Look at your everyday surroundings. Look at your everyday things that you do. There's so many stocks, so many things that you get to get into. Also listen to the president when he's talking about infrastructure. When I'm serious, when he's talking about infrastructure, think about like building, like, a lot of things is starting to come back. Our Fed chair was talking today, Powell, and he was saying how the economy, we're not just there yet, but we're not on shaky grounds, but it's going to be back within, the economy is going to be back within a couple years. So, you know what? Let me grab some shares of steel because I know they're going to be doing a lot of building. Steel is going to be going up. Let me find a concrete company because you need steel and you need the concrete to build the plate. Let me find a company who's pretty good at that. So all the littlest things that you may not think of will help you with your portfolio. That's all in the planning. Is thinking ahead. Sometimes you just need that silence. Even God, when he planned you, he said, I know the plans that I have for you. He already knew. So what if you already know? So that's why it's very important to have a plan and stick to it. I know sometimes it gets a little crazy, but that'd be the undisciplined. But trust me, when you get away from your plan, it shows. It hurts. I'm gonna tell you, it definitely hurts because you knew better, but you still did it because you're getting a little cocky, because you think you got it. You're seeing profit and all these other little different things. You can't let the money phase you. You can't be brought in. You got to stick to what it is that you know. That's the only way that you're going to keep moving up when it comes to investing and when it comes to planning and trading.
Yeah, define your goals when you're thinking about this. That's so important because if you don't, that means you're going to be all over the place. So you have to have some type of guideline as to where you're going to go and where you want to be. So make sure that your goals and objectives are specific to what it is that you want to do. Make your goals actionable. Do you want to retire? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to create generational wealth, passive income? Determine how much risk that you can actually stand, your risk tolerance. Think about FIRE, financial independence, retire early. Think about that. Do you want to retire early? Think long term, because a lot of times we don't think long term. We want stuff to be quick, microwavable, and we're not thinking long term. Investment is not a get rich scheme. It's not, you're not going to get rich overnight. You got to have some type of long-term strategy. So set your rules and your guidelines and define how you want to invest, how much you want to invest, and what you want to invest in is very important.
That's right. I learned from somebody a long time ago, and I think he was a millionaire, but just the way that he was talking to me and talking to the other people. First thing, if you can't find anything that makes money while you sleep, you're never going to be a millionaire. He also said the people who you surround yourself are the ones who's going to take you to where you need to be. So watch the company that you keep. He also told me, if you want to be rich, you have to be disciplined, or you want to be wealthy, you have to be disciplined. So I practiced all these different things. Write down what it is that you want. I mean, and when I say write it down to the T. Every morning when I wake up, I recite what it is that I want, right down to the T. And then I begin taking at least 10 minutes, aiming my direction, my path towards that way, so I can become what it is, what I keep saying out loud to bring it into existence. So these are things that, working that plan that you need in your life, that you need to do. These are things that we should be doing on a regular basis. You're not supposed to be at your job for 40 years and all they give you is a gold watch and a pen and say thank you. You're supposed to take what you can from that job, learn it, and move on to your next venture. And eventually all those things that you learn from all of those jobs is going to pay off. Right now, this is the season to start sowing your seeds. This is the season to start planting those seeds all over the place with little investment here, little investment there, and watch those things grow. Before the show started, I noticed you had the jars with the plant, and it kept going up and up and up. And you started the plant started to grow. The money started to grow. Eventually, you have to start somewhere. Start small and watch it grow into something much, much bigger than what you are. You have to plant yourself in something that's bigger than you are. That's how you're going to make it. Believe in yourself and believe in something bigger than who you are.
Totally agree. If you are just tuning in, this is Warriors Talk, and we're talking about investing with a plan. So I hope that you guys caught the first half hour of the show, because we did give away some gems. If you didn't, make sure that you be kind and rewind, invite somebody else in so that they can get this information. We're grateful for everybody that's tuning in right now and that have already liked and shared the show. So I see Kenya and I see Sir Walter Jones on the Sir Walter Jones show, and I know there's some other people out there, but they haven't commented, but I can still see your name. So we appreciate you just taking the time out to get this information. We know that education is key, so we're grateful that you're here.
Yeah, you could have been anywhere in the world on a Wednesday, but you decided to be here with us. And we are very thankful to get this information that me and Lady ReShell try to bring to you on Mondays and Wednesdays to help educate you and to help you move towards taking action and not just sitting on the sidelines. Don't let me and her just be the only ones out there getting it and you sitting back watching like, oh, well, I didn't know what to do. Oh, I was scared. Oh, I didn't have enough money. No, you can start as little as $20, believe it or not, to start investing in, to set up for your future, to have something brighter than what you're doing now. You can start with 20. Of course, the more that you put in, the more that you get out.
You can start with $1. You can invest with $1 just to get you started. You know, it's all about getting started. So if that $1 is going to get you started, then invest $1 and then watch it and see where it goes. Then the next time, invest $5. The next time, invest $10. Then the next time, you're up to that 20. You know, it's all about consistency. Like Rizal said, it's all about discipline, and that's going to get you there. But you got to start somewhere.
That's right, and you got to stick to the plan. You have to know the ins and outs of everything of what you're doing and what you're planning. You know, when I used to go to the schools and I used to talk to the kids, and I would ask them like, you know, hey, how many kids in here want to be a millionaire? And they're like, oh, me, and they all raise their hands. And then I would go on and ask them, well, let me see if you're focused in being a millionaire. And I'll ask them, how much money does it take per month in order for you to be a millionaire? Nobody could answer that question. And I would tell them right then and there, told me that you're not focused on being a millionaire because you would be able to answer that question. You would know that right off the bat of what it takes to be a millionaire per month, which is $83,333.33 per month in order to be a millionaire.
All right.
That becomes the discipline and the studying of what people need to do to understand how things are going to work. How much money you want to make? You want to make $2,000 a month? How much is it going to take you? What do you have to do? What's the long-term goal? How soon can you get it? How long is it going to take to get it? Like, it's just so many questions that become, you know, that we have to answer, but they're already answered with us because we're already doing it. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not driving a Bentley, but guess what? Give me about a year. Give me about a year when me and Lady ReShell is still doing this show. And I'm saying, hey, my private jet is here to pick me up. Sorry, Warriors Talk, but I got to go. I'm on my way to O'Hare out there in Chicago, and we're going to do dinner or what. But that's how it be. I don't have those type of, you know, it's good to have those type of dreams. It's always good to dream of it. But if you're not waking up, taking action to get to those dreams, then that's all it is.
Yes. Kenya said, for one thing, you have to believe in yourself and be patient. Patient is key, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you definitely have to be patient, but I understand it's hard to be patient when you need money now. And people are putting in, the thing is, people are going to be putting money in and they expect money to come just like that. Nah, it don't work like that. You work 40 hours a week. You wait for that paycheck. So why can't you wait until your investment start to kick off for you? You can do the same thing, but because it's your money and you're doing it and you know it's more risk, it's a risk being at your job. Everything is a risk. And that's when it comes to trading or investing. You have to know it's risk management. How much are you willing to lose?
Mm-hmm.
The more risk you take, the more you gain. You have to understand that also.
Yes. So Walter had a question about what's your favorite brokerage app?
I use a couple different brokerage apps. I use TD Ameritrade is my number one. I use that for short term. I use that for trading options. I also have E-Trade. E-Trade is my long-term portfolio. That's where I keep things in there that I'm going to hold for like about a year, anything from a year or more. I keep them in there. This way they're out of sight, they're out of mind. I'm not seeing them. So I'm not like, oh, it's doing good, it's doing bad. I may go, in a year like, oh, well, let's see how it's doing, because it's going to be like a roller coaster. It's going to be up and down, and you can't panic. And that's where the patience kick in. That's where we talk about the mentality of being a trader, what you're going to have to endure, because a lot of emotions go into this. And we don't need you crying and hooting and hollering because you see it take a dip. Nah, I had one of my constituents call me the other day when Bitcoin, it went up to 61, but it retracted back to like the 53 level today. And they started panicking. Oh my God, my money it's not there. I need to get out right now. Whoa, slow down. It's taking a break. When stocks run, it's just like you running, as we talk with the race. When stocks run, they get tired. They have to take a break. And once they take a break, all they're doing is pulling back only so they can go higher. So I use those three. I use TD Ameritrade, I use E-Trade, and I do have Robinhood, but that's only I use Robinhood. It's not really one that I really use. I just have it just to see what it was. I was trying something out on there and I just kept the app on there, but it's not one. If you're going to, make this, you got to know if you're going to be a novelist, you're going to try to be a professional at this, or you're going to make a living from this, or is this just something to do on the side? Like, hey, that's going to determine what brokerage that you get into. If you just like, hey, and you really ain't got time to do it, but you just want to have your money, then by all means, go ahead, grab yourself Robinhood.
I think you have to start somewhere, though. You have to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. So if Robinhood gets you started, then go ahead and get started. If Cash App gets you started, get started. If Acorn gets you started, Stash gets you started, then get started. It has information. You can learn about different stocks on there. You can learn about what it does. You can, if it has dividends, anything. They have information if you use it. So, it just depends on, like I said, each one of us have a different goal, a different plan. My goal may be different from Resolve's. His may be to retire in the next 5 years. Mine may be totally different. So it doesn't matter. Just get started. We're not trying to really like bully you into get started or anything like that. But if this information is piquing your interest and you want to do something different, you want to have a different stream of income to where you're not out there working 2 and 3 jobs, tiring yourself out, then this is something to think about. It's something to think about.
Yeah, stop working hard for your money and let your money start working hard for you. That's the whole object. Like so many people, and I hate to see it, my brothers and sisters be working so hard. Every time I turn, got to go to the second job, got to go to the third job. Well, fine. That money that you get from that job, save a little, pay your bills, take the rest of it, save up for taxes, the rest of it, take it, invest it, reinvest in it. I can guarantee you, by the time you say 5 years, you got into the right thing or the right phases, you'll be retired. I'm trying to do it in 2 years, and I'm trying to take everybody with me. Let me say this again, 2 years. I will not have to worry about nothing, no money, anything. My goal is this 60-foot yacht that I seen. That's one of my goals. And my buddy keep telling me that we're going to need a bigger yacht because we see the opportunity. We see what's coming down the line, especially with cryptocurrency. And it's not just us. Like you said, you got Cash App, who's in cryptocurrency, PayPal, that's in cryptocurrency. You got JP Morgan now bought into cryptocurrency. All these companies there, now they're starting to see the bigger picture when it comes to crypto. So if they're seeing it, why can't you see the bigger picture? And these are institutions that got millions of money. And they say, hey, we're going to put our money here. And you could be doing the same thing. We ain't here to bully you, like Lady ReShell said, but we're here to open your eyes and try to let you see the opportunity, what you could be doing. Don't miss the boat because you standing on the dock scared and you waving bye to us, because I'm taking everybody on the yacht once I get it. We're going to speak that into existence.
Keyshawn said MasterCard too.
MasterCard too. Yeah, all of them has got into it.
So, I mean, just think about the way that you want to invest and think about the amount of time that you want to put into it. Be smart about it. Your goals should be smart. They should be specific. They should be measurable. You should be able to measure your progress along the way. They should be achievable. The goals should be realistic. They should be relevant. Are they a priority to you? Is investing even a priority? You know, establish your timeline and make it reasonable. So your goals, they should be smart.
I think investing in you is a priority. Just you should be looking out you first. Instead of killing yourself going to that job, you should be looking out for you first. So why not invest into things that's going to be profitable, that's going to get you out of that, as they call the rat race, or that job, that just over broke? Why not? We're talking long things that's going to be long term, that's going to be here for a while. This isn't new. Investing in trading has been around for God knows how long, for a very long time. We're now just catching on to it and see the benefits of what it can do for us. You know, again, this is what's going to retire me. That 40-hour a week job or whatever, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. You need something much bigger. You need something much better. And the plan and the phases that we have, it can do that for you.
Right. And when you're done writing your goals, take action. Remember, investing it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So don't be trying to, oh, tomorrow this is going to happen. Remember your why. Why are you getting into investing? And pace yourself. Start as early as possible, but that's after you do your research. Because if you start now, you can make mistakes to where it's going to develop your risk tolerance. So this is really the time to start, because we already know that people got their stimulus checks, people got their taxes. So this is money that you're not going to miss if you put it in, if you start investing. You're not going to miss that money unless you done already made plans with it. So this is really the time to do it, to where you're not taking money from your paycheck to do something with. This is money that the government is giving us. So, everybody got what, $1,400? Take $400 and invest it. You still got $1,000.
Yeah, and still, or take half, or again, the goal is to take, there's your goal. The goal is to take something and put something into something. You have to put in if you want to get out. You can't just be sitting like, well, yeah, I want to do it. But I heard this, or everybody always got a friend that's always doing this or doing that. But what are you doing? That's what they're doing. Obviously, they have a plan. They're taking action. But what action are you taking? What are you doing to get there? And once you see the vision and you got your goals and you got the discipline.
Kenya says that's too much like right. I think Rizal froze. Rizal, you froze. So we're talking about investing with a plan. We already talked about creating SMART goals. You're back, Rizal.
I'm back. I tell your phone, I was looking at what Kenya said. That's too much like right. That's right, Kenya.
Yeah. We talked about defining your goals and objectives. We talked about evaluating yourself. So there's so many things that, you need to work on for yourself in order to get started. But that's not going to stop you from getting started. You can still do those things while you getting started. So don't let that, because people make excuses and say, oh, okay, well then I'm not ready because I don't have these things in order. No, you can still be getting these things in order while you are investing in yourself.
And the sad part, as every day go by, as every hour, every minute, every second go by, you're missing opportunity. You're missing money because you're procrastinating. You're holding back. So you think about what you could have gained from just yesterday or the beginning of the week to this point if you would have just got started. That's the thing. Just get started. Like Lady ReShell said, you don't get started. You got to be in it to win it. That's what the New York Lottery used to say. You got to be in it to win it. So if you ain't in it, you ain't going to get none. Look, the only time when people, they start pooling together and everything is when Powerball or Mega Millions is up in the billions, and they like, ooh, please, if I just had a chance, why not do something that's going to guarantee? You ain't got to worry about, crossing your fingers and hoping that you hit. Why not get into something planning that's already going to get you to where you need to be? Why not execute the plan, do it, take the action, and just see the results? Just sit back and see the results. I can't stress enough how much time and stuff get wasted by procrastination. Trust me, if I would have knew now what I knew then, I probably wouldn't even be on this show. I'm probably in some foreign country right about now, on the yacht, selling, doing the live from Maldives or Bermuda or somewhere or something. But it's not about the money. It's about helping people when it comes to me. I want to see everybody make it. I want to see everybody succeed. But we got to help each other. We got to start somewhere. And right now is the perfect time to start. Income tax is here, is coming back. Stimulus checks, then your regular pay. Come on, you can't say that you don't got money to take a chance, roll the dice and do it. Why not turn that 1,400 into 10,000? Within a matter of time, especially if you're just going to save it anyway. What are we saving it for? Everybody say I'm saving it for a rainy day. Well, guess what? It rains a lot here in Florida, and I haven't saved anything. Everything is working for me.
Can you repeat that for the people in the back? Yeah. Let me just say this, because investing is not for everybody. We do know that it's not for everybody. And if it's not for you, then okay, fine. Pass this information on to somebody else because it's right for somebody. But we know it's not right for everybody. And a lot of people try to time the market, but it says time in the market beats timing the market. So you're going to try to time the market when you think the market is going to be up and flowing. Don't do that. Just get in so that you can get with the flow of the market. So don't try to time it because you can't. You can't.
That's true. But think about it. If you knew the timing of the market, when was the right time to get in? Because timing is everything. You don't want to be at the top and then all of a sudden the market starts to sell off. That's timing. And then now it starts to sell off and you're losing. So you want to be down here at the bottom. When the market go down, that's perfect buying opportunity. You buy at the bottom, you sell at the top.
That's timing. Time in the market beats timing the market. So time is mean you already there. You're already in the market.
You're already
in when you think something is about to happen. So you're right.
So yes, like you said, don't know how is. Again, my mentor told me it doesn't matter where you get in at. And this is when I was trading Tesla. Tesla, I call that's a beast of a stock. That thing moves very volatile. He said it doesn't matter where you get in at because Tesla is going to move like that because it's volatile. He said just get in, take a position and just get in and see the rewards. And sure enough, if he wasn't telling the truth, I got in. I planned my plan. I got in and I made over $16,000 with Tesla. 16,000. That right there really just boosted my adrenaline. It boosted my beliefs. It boosted everything. Sometimes you just got to trust those who's already doing it. We're already doing it. My team, we're already doing it. We're already in it. We're already winning. We're getting to a certain point. We just got solid phases now that's working for us that we're trying to share with everybody to come on, invest. Let's do this. Shoot, we could be out there, not just one yacht. We could be out there with 7 yachts. Everybody got their own.
Kenya said the sad part is when our cousins get ahead, half of them don't want to reach back and help the others that are trying to get somewhere.
That's very true. That's very true. People get to the top and they forget where they come from. I always thought about it as a ladder. If you're climbing up the ladder, make sure you put that hand back and make sure everybody that's behind you is coming up the ladder as well. Because again, that's the only way we're going to make it. You can't do it by yourself. I can't stress that enough. You cannot do it by yourself. You need help. You need people. Businesses need people. As we as consumers did not go into these establishments would not exist because they need us. They need people. So if what we're getting into, this is your business, your investment, or whatever the case that it is, you need people to come into it in order for it to thrive and go up. So we need each other. So why not we do it each other? This is the reason for the investors group. Let's all get there and let's all do it together. Let's plant these seeds. Let's have them grow over time. I don't think that 10 months is a long time. I don't think that a year is a long time, especially you've been out there working for 15, 20, 30, 40 years. This should be a cakewalk for you, because if you can survive that long, then you can survive this. It's just that simple.
Investing with a plan. So we are just giving information. Again, we said at the beginning of the show that we are not, I'm not a financial expert, so I am learning as I go, but it's not stopping me from doing anything. So again, like I said, you can start off with $1. You can download Robinhood. They're going to give you free stocks. So you're going to get a free stock once you get on the app and you send the information to somebody else. You'll be able to get free stock. So we really have no excuse. So I do Robinhood, I do Cash App, and I do Acorn. So, and those are, I really like Robinhood. That's just me. And maybe because I'm a beginner investor, I've only been doing it since June of 2020. So I just like Robinhood because, it just breaks down everything. I'm able to see everything. It's easy for me. So I would say if you are a beginner, then try the Robinhood stock. It's easy.
I can say, yeah, like you said, if you're a beginner, Robinhood would be good. But if you're like a day trader like myself, or a swing trader like myself, who's in the gist, who makes their living solely by trading, then those platforms I would say no to. I'll put those on the back burner because there's a lot more in detail that you need to know, that you need to see when it comes to trading. You need to be able to read charts. You need to see where a stock is going to go so you know when to get out. And this is all part of the plan. This is all part of the discipline that you have to set for yourself. Know when it's too much. Know that that's too much risk. Set your alerts, set your stops. Know at one point, like if this stock or this trade gets to this point, you're going to get in it. You got everything there. You're all set up. If it breaks below this, it's not going to hold. Maybe you should be looking at it going in the other direction. A lot of people don't know that you can trade a stock when it's going up and you can trade a stock when it's going down. You can make money both ways. It's all a part of the plan. Chipotle a couple years ago, perfect example. News is a catalyst. Know what catalyst is driving stock. When Chipotle had that whole thing about the beef with, I think, E. coli and everything, that thing sunk like, I don't know what, out of nowhere, because the catalyst was the news saying that the meat is bad. And that means that Chipotle is about to take a hit, and it went down and dropped. You look at Chipotle now today and look at where it's at. That was perfect buying opportunity when that happened. Mm-hmm. Now Chipotle is worth more than, I think it's up to about $1,400 for one share. For one share. Ridiculous. It is up now. So that was perfect buying opportunity back then to grab some shares, because what goes up must come down, and what's down is eventually going to go up.
Yeah, I mean, so it's important to listen to the news. And just because Chipotle was having that problem, that doesn't mean, okay, we're going to jump out, because eventually it's going to go back up. It took them a couple of years to go back up, but eventually they did. And so if you would have stayed there, because it's a long-term thing, we said we was going to leave our emotions out of it. So you just can't, every time, oh, this is not going right, I'm jumping out and I'm going here, be strategic about it, be strategic about it.
And that actually happened to me this year. I was in a stock called Qualcomm. It's a semiconductor. They was building for Apple. They was making little microchips for Apple. And if you don't know anything about the semiconductors or the things that help the phone, they run the vehicles, and they were providing to Apple. Apple got rid of them and said, hey, we're going to make our own semiconductors. Stock dropped after I was already up on it. It dropped, but I said, no, this is a good company. I saw where it was going. I read the chart and I stayed in it. Maybe about 3 weeks later or so, it held its ground and it went up higher than what it was, and it did it without Apple. So if you can read charts and know where something is going, that's going to be the key to your success. That's going to be the key to how you're going to become profitable. So thank God I stayed in it. I'm out of it now because I don't know where it's going now. But being that there's a shortage of semiconductors, I pray and hope that it gets ready to go back up, and maybe I'll buy it again.
Well, Chipotle right now is at $1,478.
$1,400. Like I said, 1,400. And 3 years ago? No, more than 3 years ago, I think. Years ago, when they had that whole thing, that thing probably dropped down to like maybe 30 something dollars. It should have a low. So if you were bought it at the low, and it also becomes, like I said, your beliefs. Do you believe in that company?
Right.
You have to believe in the company, because now you're signing on to like a partnership. But that's what Threshold Investors is all about. We're here to guide you through those. We do more than just trading. We love cryptocurrency. Like I said, we're now going to be posting on our page about the phases, and you can see a lot of the money that's being made with Tron that's getting ready to go up. Bitcoin it's crossing another threshold at 60,000. Ethereum, like it's just so many different ones. And believe it or not, Bitcoin and Tesla is working kind of hand in hand. People may not know it or see it, but once you're inside and you do this for a living, you see it. They're working kind of hand in hand. So if I see Tesla shares moving, that's telling me, oh, you know what? I need to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin should be moving too.
Bitcoin is in a class all by itself, really. It is. It's in the class. Thank you, Kenya. Thank you, Mylea. I hope you guys are enjoying this information. We're talking about investing with a plan. You got to have a plan. Cannot get into this or anything that you're trying to accomplish and see some results without having a plan, some type of guideline to get you there. So we hope that you was writing stuff down, that you have your notepad, you have your pen, and that you actually take action, that you're not just listening and not doing anything, but you take some steps to put yourself in a different position a year from now. You would be surprised. Just try something. Yeah. Just try it. You got that.
That's it. That's the key right there, is to plan your work your plan, and execute. Execute is the most important thing of what I just said. You got to be able to follow through and execute. Once you can execute, you're going to see profits. Your beliefs are going to go higher. The momentum is going to build, and you're going to see a shift in your life. And that's when you're going to go through that threshold. You're going to cross over, and you're just going to be like, wow. You're going to see a whole nother side that you never thought that you can see. And then now you got new friends and vet who's doing what you're doing also. And we're talking about it and we're doing it. That's the thing, because we could sit around the campfire and talk about it, but to actually sit here and do it and understand it and have people that's on the same wavelength, who's planting seeds and doing the same thing that you're doing. Oh my God. I live for that. That right there is my high.
That's your high.
That's my high right there. It's making other people successful, making them happy, making them execute, having them follow through, having them to see that, yes, you can do this. Yes, you are doing this. Yes, you are in it to win it. Plant those seeds. Let's watch them grow. We're going to just keep watering them. That's it. And me and Lady ReShell is going to keep bringing this information every Wednesday because we want to see everybody. I'm quite sure everybody's tired of working. Imagine if you just had a vacation 365 days a year. You ain't got to work for summer. Wait for summertime.
So again, decide with your plan what type of investor that you want to be. What is your goal? What do you want your desired outcome to be? What is it that you're looking for? There's so many different types of investments that you can get into. And again, everybody's plan looks different. My plan may be different from your plan, but it doesn't matter. Get a plan. Get a plan. Do something. There's so many things that you can get in there. I'm going to read at least 10 of them that you can do. So you have stocks. Again, you can go on Robinhood and you can buy them. You got bonds. You got mutual funds. You have, they call them ETFs, which is exchange traded funds. You have certificate of deposits. You have retirement plans, and you have options. You have annuities, you have cryptocurrency, and you have commodities. So pick one, pick something, do something. Study it, research it, find out what's going on. You can go on YouTube and watch videos about anything that you want to learn. Trust me. If you want to learn it, go to YouTube, watch the video.
And out of those 10, I do 4. Just out of those 10. So one more would make me halfway through that list, but I haven't really found anything interesting because I'm in a position, in a place where I'm happy with what I got, because everything that's good to you ain't good for you. So I look at some of the ones that's like, nah, like I said, me personally, this is just my personal opinion, views of opinions. It's just mine solely, not of Warriors Talk. I'm not getting into CDs. I'm not getting into bonds, none of those things, because just my personal opinion. For the long run, they're not going to hold their value. Index funds, yes, that's where you should start index funds. Yeah, index funds is okay.
I like index funds. Okay, you guys, so wow, we are coming to a close. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much, Sir Walter Jones, for your contribution to the show. My Leah, Kenya, who else was it? Kishan. That left comments. For those of you who are listening that didn't leave a comment, we still appreciate you for coming over and listening. And just if you already have an investment plan, you could tweak it. It could be better. It could be better. So
always.
That's the thing, is that the more you grow, then you just adjust the plan. So it doesn't always have to be the same thing from when you started. So.
Well, that's the plan. The plan is to grow. The plan is to grow. So like I said, and I want to grow with everybody because I know we come into a close. So again, Facebook group is Threshold Investors Group, or you could hit me up personally if you got any questions, or we can talk about it. This is what I do on a daily basis. I could talk about stocks, options, trading. I could talk about money all day. I don't care. I love making and getting the money. And I just want to continue helping other people get the money. And I think Lady ReShell is on the same path. We want to keep educating you guys and having you to take action, massive action.
So Walter said he's right. CDs and bonds will he wanted to say piss you off in the long run.
Yeah,
FLL.
Exactly. Exactly.
Kenya said it's like a bad marriage.
See, so y'all agree with me then that those bonds and all? Yeah, nah.
Right.
So I don't get into those.
I don't want you to feel. I don't want you to discount where you are. Right. So I'm really like an amateur when it comes. Like I said, I've only been doing it since June of 2020. Rizal, you've been in it for how many years?
Ooh, I've been in it for. I started back in 2013. Okay. Yeah. I started investing back in 2013, but I started playing with stocks maybe about 3 years ago. And of course, like everybody, the number one thing, like everybody who started doing, different things, marketing, whatever the case, never give up. Never, ever give up. They work. You just got to be able to continue to do the work. Never give up. They all work. You just got to work it.
So Walter said, I pray this will be a weekly show investment. But it may be for Rizal. He may be doing his own weekly show.
I like doing the show with you because then I can take a breather and stop because I'll keep going on and on about it. And then you'll see me with a gallon of water, like I just won a marathon or something, because I'm going on talking about we all love money. Yeah. So why not talk about it?
Why not talk about it? So I was getting ready to say, like, wherever you are, don't discount where you are, where you're getting started, right? So if you're just getting started, it's okay. We talked about getting the education that you need. Educate yourself. That's one thing that Warren Buffett always pushed. He always pushed educating yourself. When you do that, he talked about reading 500 different articles a day that deals with stocks and everything, learning how to analyze them. So do that. If you have to get books and read them, if you have to have the audio book to read it to you, when you're at work, play the YouTube videos, and trust me, the information is going to stick. So then when you are in your different apps, you'll begin to understand what's going on. So, it's all about yes, Kenya, educating yourself is very powerful. Trust me. A year ago, I probably would not have been able to have this conversation, but because I have been educating myself, I can.
Yes, very proud of you for taking that leap of faith and investing into what is your future, investing into you, because you saw an opportunity. You wanted something better, just like everybody that's here on this call. Everybody wants something better. So like I said, now is the time to start investing so we can start seeing the results that we want to see. It's almost, again, I use the gym reference all the time. Start working out now so you can have that summer body. Start investing now so you can have that retirement party early. That's all to it. You got to put in that hard work. Don't be afraid. If that's what you want, then this is what you got to do. You want to be driving that Bentley, that yacht, then you got to go through the things that these other millionaires, what they went through. It's just, you got to put that time in. You got to put that work in.
When you see most of these billionaires, they're not driving those things. Warren Buffett's not driving that. They ain't driving those things that depreciate. I remember hearing Missy Elliott. She was on a plane. They was interviewing her, and somebody said they saw her in Coach. Like, what you doing in Coach? She was like, why would I spend all my money on a private plane when I could be saving that money, investing that money, because I'm planning on living a long time. I'm not about to waste all that money on a private. No. And we just have to be. You got to be really strategic about what you're doing
and who you do it with. I read there was a post that I read. This guy, I think he got into an accident, and from his accident, he got back like $30,000, and he was about to, shopping sprees. He's about to buy new Benz. His girl said no, and he put a down payment on like an apartment building or something, and that $30,000 turned into $625,000. So he more than doubled his money. He invested. Thank God he invested wisely. And she was there. So sometimes it's the people that surround you. If y'all not making these type of moves, or y'all not making money moves, or you're not getting ahead, you might want to reevaluate your circle, who you're with. It's very important who you're with. You can't hang around broke people and expect to be rich. I'm sorry, I'm just going to put it blunt to you.
Yes, please don't forget about real estate investments. I have a show coming up Monday with Tamario Mutri, and she is going to talk about real estate investing. So Monday at 6 p.m. on Intellectual Radio, join us there. I cannot wait, because that's where I'm headed. That's where I'm headed, is to real estate investing. So you guys, it's been an hour. I got kids to feed. You want to give some word. Okay, thank you for the hearts, Kenya. You want to give some words of wisdom to the people?
Yeah, lean not to your own understanding.
That's my favorite scripture. Come on now. I love that one. I love it. It's too much.
Trust in the Lord. Yeah, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and believe in him. Yeah. Just believe in yourself.
You can't do this on your own. Thank you, Kimmy. Kimmy Mitchell said, great show.
Hey, Kimmy. Kimmy is an investor. Got her started.
All
She
right.
just did her first. She did her investment. She did her first rebuy. I think she was at about maybe 8,000, like maybe about 8,500 in Tron. And not to put up business, but now within 1 week, she's at 9,300 in Tron. We're trying to get her to the goal of about 40,000, which will pay you almost 2,000 a month.
You don't put it out there now, Kimmy. We're going to come looking for you, Kimmy. You don't put your business out there.
Don't worry, Kimmy. I got you, sweetie.
You don't put your business out there, girl. All right, you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is not our normal night. Normally we meet on Mondays at 6 p.m., but we are grateful that you guys did stop in to get this information. You have to feed your mind. You have to feed your mind just like you feed your body. So we appreciate you. I will leave you with these words of wisdom, and it's from Warren Buffett. He said, you can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. In other words, some things just take time and you can't rush it. So thank you so much for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. Co-hosting is Rosal Gilmore, aka The Biz. So make sure you join us again on Mondays at 6 p.m. on Intellectual Radio. I appreciate you guys. At Warriors Talk, we are changing lives one warrior at a time. See you next time.
Yep. And Central Eastern Time.
See you guys next time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To get more information on Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Listen next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.